settings that are Chinese by tradition and British by possession. Less than 100 years ago, a few British ships dropped anchor in this harbor and endeavored to negotiate trade with China, the so-called Celestial Kingdom, which had persistently refused to open its gates to the outside world. Peaceful negotiations proving in vain, a war followed, and as a result, Great Britain received an indemnity of $6 million on the island of Hong Kong, which is now a most important link in the world's greatest chain of empire. Before the arrival of the British, Hong Kong was a desolate island infested with pirates and smugglers and overrun with pestilence. Under Great Britain's rule, it has been miraculously transformed into one of the greatest seaports in the world, through which passes about $1 billion worth of shipping every year. Ships from all parts of the world sail in and out of this harbor at regular intervals, but in spite of the modern craft, the poor Chinese families cling to their junks and sampans, as they have been doing for centuries, completely indifferent to the innovations of time and progress. The story is told that in former days, little boys were carefully tied to the sampans, while little girls were allowed to run free, the conclusion being that if a girl baby fell overboard and was drowned, it wouldn't make Victoria, who made the island a crown colony. Along the Bund or waterfront, the international pageant of Victoria is at its best, for here passes in the course of an hour representatives of practically every race, creed, and color in the world. The tall men with the white turbans are Sikhs from India, originally imported by the British to guide the destinies of the local police force. The island of Hong Kong has been westernized considerably by British influence, particularly in the capital city of Victoria, where modern architecture and modern proverbial life of Hong Kong, still clinging tenaciously to the unchanging manners and customs of ancient China. In the Chinese section of Hong Kong, it is estimated that there are 150,000 people living and doing business on an area smaller than 160 acres of farmland, thereby making it the most densely populated section in the world. Not far from the busy marts of trade and traffic is the picturesque and this colorful resort is a rendezvous for the social elite of Hong Kong, as well as for visitors from all parts of the world. It is particularly noted for the beautiful Chinese girls who are in conspicuous evidence during the social season. In addition to its colorful and ultra-modern bathing pavilion, Hong Kong proudly calls attention to its Repulse Bay Hotel, one of the world's famous hostelries where the East meets the West in a convivial spirit of pleasure and good fellowship. Although many of these beautiful Chinese girls have been educated in Occidental institutions and speak other languages besides their own, they seem to prefer the ancient